Hello scrapbookers, this is Megan and I am back today with my second layout in the round 3 of my homemade kit series. This month I am doing the series with Hannah Lemieux, Felicia Young, and Christina Sorge, and I really hope that I'm saying her name right. I will leave links below. I should probably just stop saying last names and just do links. But anyway, so this month we were inspired by that chevron paper that you can see in the background there. And it is an Amy Tan paper from her, I believe it's Rise and Shine collection. Okay, so I had these two photos of my son sleeping on the couch and then our dog, Max, who is just a little bit over 1 year old. And it was just a really sweet and tender moment that I wanted to capture. So I had this wood grain paper that I had cut the middle out of. And so I know that I need to cover that area up. I'm going to just end up putting the photo right there smack dab in the middle. And I had this striped, I think it's white and yellow, and I believe that's from the documentary collection. I had that as one of my scrap pieces of paper. And so I'm just going to use it as is. I am cutting off and doing the ripped paper effect with the ruler. And then I'm also going to use this Lucy chevron pattern paper in the background up there as well. I'm going to pull out this Close to My Heart ink, and let's see. Here I'm deciding which color I wanted to use, because I was thinking about using this Lagoon, but then I was also thinking about using a more denim-y color, and I decided to go with Close to My Heart Lagoon. And I really, really like this color. This is one of my favorite colors from their blue collection. So I just ink all the edges, and then I'm going to close that up and put it away. Now I'm going to start gluing, and the way I decided to do it was to put glue on the edge of that frame or on the background paper, and then I'm just going to put glue on the edges of the other papers as well. Then I'm just going to glue the photo mat down, and now I'm going to start embellishing. And this layout I didn't really do a whole lot with. I did use this layered flower that is from an old, I think this is probably one of the first things I bought way back in 2013, or maybe it was 2012 when I first started doing paper scrapbooking again, because I had stopped doing paper scrapbooking from about 2008 to about 2011 to 12, and I was doing digital scrapbooking. But then my cousin got me back into doing paper scrapbooking, and I'm so excited that she did, because I found this wonderful and amazing YouTube community and Facebook community, and I have become very good friends with a lot of people, so it is awesome. But anyway, here I'm just kind of going through all of these embellishment pieces that I had in my little kit and just placing them in a couple places on the layout. I have this little tag that I'm thinking maybe I want to incorporate, and it's a clear acetate piece. Then I have a couple small ephemera cut apart pieces that I was thinking maybe I should do that, and then I'm like, no, you know what, we're not even going to do that. So I'm just going to kind of fiddle with this. And then I'm starting to think about the title. And at first I think what I wanted to do was call it Moments Like This, or just Moments, or something like that. And I'm going to change it up a little bit. And here at this time you can see that I'm thinking about putting it up at the top. This is where I realize I don't have any T's, so I have to use an L, and then I'm going to have to like make a T out of an I, and it's just very fun. But I really, really wanted to use this blue alpha from this sheet, because this was this Bella Boulevard sticker sheet with all of these different alphas on there was the only alpha that I decided to put in the kit because I wanted to use up a lot of it. And I'm glad that that is the one that I put in the kit because it worked really, really well with this kit. Okay, so I decided to stop with the title for a minute, and I had this washi tape in the kit, and it's really, really skinny, and it just says the word love over and over and over again. And I thought, oh, that would be really cute if I did a bunch of lines, and then I could do my journaling right there and have that be, you know, kind of the line. I don't actually do the journaling on this layout because I don't, like, this happened probably a month ago, but I wanted to go back to my Facebook post that I posted it and kind of get the journaling and my mindset from that night. Okay, so this is where I'm going to finish up my title, and I'm going to decide to call this layout, I Need Moments Like These. And I just really liked that title because I often go with titles that I repeat a lot, like cute or happy or, you know, things like that, where you have an embellishment piece in a ephemera pack or something that says one of those words that can just apply to any photo, and you just end up using that because it's easy. Well, I wanted to make sure that this layout was not easy and that it was like a title that fit just these photos. And when I can capture special little moments like these, they are some of my favorite photos. And what had happened is, I think my husband was gone this night, and this is my youngest son, Tinian. He is 5, almost 6, but he has a hard time falling asleep in his own bed when his dad isn't around for some reason. And so he often will want to have me, you know, sleep with him, or, you know, I'll be like, well, why don't you come downstairs and sleep on the couch or sleep in Daddy's little Papazan chair or something like that. And so this night he wanted to sleep on the couch, so I let him sleep on the couch with his special little car blanket. And right before I was heading up to put him to bed, a couple hours later, Max went over, our dog Max went over and was checking on him and just, you know, trying to, just being all cute and snuggling up with him. And so I just had to snap a couple of photos. Okay, so now I'm going to start putting down the title. And right before that, I did put down those 2 tags right above the title. I think I'm going to skip over a little bit of this because this title is kind of long, and then having to put the, you know, kind of piece the T together, it took kind of a while. Okay, now here I am just finishing up. I put the dot on the I. And now I'm just closing up my glue. And that I didn't want to stick, so I used my Tombow Aqua glue to make sure that it would stick down. And then let's see, now I'm going to start embellishing. I'm going to pull out, let's see, what am I going to pull out? I'm kind of meandering here. I did have to glue down those strips with some Tombow Aqua glue, so that's why I was kind of fussing with those. Here I'm going to put down a flower right underneath the title and a couple flowers up here in this embellishment cluster on the top left. And then I'm going to pull out a couple more embellishment pieces. So there was this word love, and then a few of these asterisks, and they're in gold. And so I'm going to put those around the layout in a couple of places. So here I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with this tag, because I want to include it, but I don't really like it up there. And so I'm going to decide to put it right here next to the flower. And I do end up liking that a lot better. than how I had it against the photo. I also had this really tiny scrap of paper, and so I'm going to ink the edges on that, and then I'm going to glue that right above that tag, and then I'm going to glue this asterisk piece right, well, I guess that's not an asterisk piece, it's just a plus sign or an X. So I'm going to glue all these pieces down. Here's another X that I'm putting down there, and then I'm going to pull out this small little piece of twine that I had included in the kit, and I'm going to put it at each one of the embellishment clusters. So I'm going to put one piece down here on the bottom left, and then let's see, what am I doing? I'm kind of fussing with this one, I guess. I couldn't decide exactly where I wanted to put it, and it did have some gold wrapped around it, so it's white twine with like some gold, I don't even know, like fancy gold strip or something. And so when I cut it off, it was like being all weird and everything, so I was having a hard time with it. Okay, so now here I'm going to place it down in the bottom left hand corner in that cluster, and then I'm going to also place a piece of it up there in that top left hand corner. And I think that's it for this layout. I'm not really sure what else I do, but it seems like there's a lot of time left. So I think I'm just going to show you a close-up, and there will be pictures at the end. Make sure that you go on over to Christina and Felicia's channels to see their layouts. I'm not sure that Hannah is going to be able to get her layout up by today. She did just move from Hawaii to the mainland, and so she's kind of in crazy moving life mode right now. So hers might take a couple more weeks to be able to see her process videos, but just be patient and hopefully she'll get them up soon. But we will talk to you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.